Hello, grade 3 and grade 4. Today I'm going to teach you every one of the uppercase letters. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to write all 26 uppercase cursive letters. You'll be able to take all of the uppercase cursive letters and attach them to any lowercase cursive letter and write a word. There is no real pattern to any of these, so I haven't grouped them together. I'm just going to go in order for you. So it'll just be a matter of watching and paying attention and copying them. There are the attached PDFs for you to print off so that you can follow along. So let's just get started. Okay, so our first letter that you will do is the letter A. All lowercase letters go from the two solid lines, they skip right over the dotted line. All right, so for the capital letter A, or uppercase A, we start at the top, we go around in a circle, back up to the top, straight down the same line, and leave a tail. So start up at the top line, around to the left in a circle, straight up, straight down, and leave a tail. Around, up, and down, and leave a tail. And there's your capital A. If you were going to attach it to a name, you could attach it to any name. If we were doing Ava, it would be A straight up to a V, over into an A, and down for Ava. A capital B, we start with a tail that starts on the dotted line. So a little tail up, straight down, all the way back up the same stick, around, that only comes to the dotted line. Then our second loop that comes back to our stick, over and out. It's a little more complicated. Up, straight down, all the way back up. Top loop, bottom loop back to the stick. Come up and over like a little bubble and out for your tail. Okay, so if we, again, we're doing a name, let's say we did Bobby. Up and down, top loop, bottom loop, over and out into an O, around and up for a B, around and up for another B, and into our Y. And we have Bobby. Okay, our capital C again starts on the dotted line, up over halfway, back all the way around for our C. And it kind of has a little tail. So up and over, back around in your tail. Up, over, back around in your tail. So I'm just making up names quickly. Let's say we had the name Casey. Up, over, back around into an A, into our S, into our S, I, and E for Casey. The letter D, again, has the same beginning tail, just like B and C. Up, straight down, all the way back up and around. Again, we come up and over like we did for the B, and we shoot out a tail. There's our letter D. Up, straight down, big belly out for the D, up and over and back out. We always bring it back to the stick, just like we did for the letter B. Up, straight down, belly out, shoot it over for the tail, and we'll go A, stick for V, I, and D. And we have David. E, let's say we can do it two ways. You can come down on an angle and around. Your top loop goes to the dotted line, and then bring it around again for the bottom. So it's like a backwards 3. Or you can just do a stick straight up on the stick and around for your backwards 3 for your E. Totally up to you how you want to do it. If I was doing Emerson, it would be my E into my M, which is 3 hoops. 3 humps for my second M. E, R, S, O, N. Notice my first hump for my N comes right off the O. F, this F will have 2 parts, and our pencil actually comes off the paper. So I do a little circle and a wave at the top, go to the middle of my wave, down to the left and across, and then on the dotted line I come over and down. So my pencil's gonna come off the paper twice. Around in the top, gives my little wave, pencil comes off once, down to the left and over, pencil comes off twice, then put my stick across and down for my F. And there's your letter F. So we could have the name Francis if we wanted. F R A N C I S. A G is a little more, it's got a few little loops in it. Start at the bottom, up to the top, loop around to the left, and right back up to the top. Down, bring it back to the left and in. Kind of looks like a little bit of a frog. Up, loop around the left, straight back up, down like the belly of an S, to the left and in. Up, loop around, down, over, and in. Up, loop around, back up, down, over, in. And that is a letter G. So if we had the name Greg, G. Now because G ends in the middle, we have to actually take our pencil off the page, start for the R, E, and a lowercase g for Greg. H, we can start up at the top or on the dotted line. H, draw your one stick. You have to take your pencil off the page for the second stick, then go in the middle, around to the left, and out. It's almost like you're doing a little check mark. Up, down, on the right, over, and out. Up and down, draw the stick on the right, from right to left, and out. So if we were doing the name Haley, to capital H, they're not connected. Or if you wanted to, you could take the loop out from the H, turn it right into an I, L, E, lowercase y. A capital I is quite different than a printed I. You start on the right. And we go up all the way to the top line, bend to the right and around. So it looks like a letter L, but we've done it backwards. And then we come up to the left and over. So you start on the left, or on the right. Bring it all the way up, turn to the right and around. So you've made it looks like the letter L, up to the left and over. Up and around and over. That is a capital I. Okay, so if you were going to make a name, maybe it's Eileen. I, L, L, E, N, E for Eileen. J is the exact same beginning as an I. You start on the bottom, up to the left, and straight down. You come halfway below the line, cross back at the black line, and you'll have a capital J. It looks just like a lowercase j, only instead of stopping at the dotted line, we go all the way up to the black line at the top, around and across. All the way up, straight down, out to the left and across. So maybe we would have J, O, S, E, P, H for Joseph. Okay, the letter K. Again, you can start on the dotted line, up and straight down. This would be just like the letter H, or just like the letter D, or just like the letter B. So up and straight down, out to the right, down for the K, and you can make it easy and just come straight out with a tail, or you could go up and straight down for the K, and you can come down on the right, up and over, and give it a loop in the middle to make it a little more fancy. It's totally up to you how fancy you want to make it. Up and down, down, up and over to make a loop inside. Up and down, down, up and over to make the loop. So if you were doing Kevin, E, V, I, N, and you have Kevin. So we've done A to K on our first page. Our second page is the letter L. Again, you can start at where the dotted line would be right here. I went above it, and I'm not sure why I did, but L would go up and down, over to the left with a little loop, and back down on the line. Up, down, over to the left, and make a loop. Up and down, over to the left, and make a loop. Up, down, curl to the left and over, and make a loop. Maybe your name is Lindsay. Lindsay for Lindsay. The letter M is a lot like our other ones. Start on the dotted line, up, straight down. And the capital M looks like a printed M. It only has 2 humps again. I know a lowercase m has 3 humps, but when we go back to doing a capital M, it goes back to 2 humps. Just the way it is. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's really important that you stay on the same lines so that you don't have loops and bubbles. Maybe your name is Marcus. Marcus. N is the same as the letter M, only 1 hump. Up, straight down, back up and over. Up, straight down, back up and over. Up, straight down, back up and over. Okay. Maybe your name is Nathan. Up and down, A-T-H-A-N. Cross your T after you're all done. Okay. O. The letter O starts at the very top. Around to the left, back and around. So you make a counterclockwise circle. Follow up, go all the way around, make a loop, and back up. Start at the top at 12 o'clock. Go backwards and around to the 12. Follow back around, under, and back up. Around, under, and up. Backwards and around, under, and up. Maybe your name is O'Neill. O, apostrophe, capital N, E-I-L-L. And you can write O'Neill in cursive writing. A capital P, it's just like a capital N. Start at the dotted line, straight up, straight down, put the loop at the line and back out, and you've got a capital P. Up, straight down, straight back up, in for the circle, out. Okay. Q is the exact opposite of the letter O. Instead of starting at the top, we'll start at the bottom. Start at 6 o'clock, but instead of drawing counterclockwise, go clockwise. So 6, back, going forwards, around. So when you come back to 6, you go up and over and back out. 6 to the 9, to the 12, to the 3, to the 6, up and over and back out. So clockwise circle. 6 to the 9, to the 12, to the 3, up and over and back out. Maybe your name is Quest. Q-U-E-S-T. Quest. R is just like a P at the dotted line, up, straight down, up and around for the top of the R. You could come straight out and straight down if you want a simple R. You could go up, straight back up, R. You could make a loop around the R and come down for a fancier R to have a loop inside of it. So up, down, straight up and around, and straight out for a simple R, or up, straight down, back up, and around and over for a fancier R. Maybe your name is Robert. R. Up and around and over, straight into an O, straight into a B, straight into an E, to an R, to a T. And you have Robert. S. This is one of the more trickier cursive ones. Start on the left, all the way up like you're doing the letter L, but cross at the top and stick out a belly like a lower S. So up, a short crossover, stick out a belly like a lower S, come back across to the left, and stick it in like the letter G. So up like an L, make a quick crossover, stick the belly out like a lowercase s, swing it back to the left, and stick it in, and you have created a capital letter S. Up, cross it over quickly, stick out a big belly for like a lowercase s, cross it over at the bottom and stick it back into the right down below. Maybe your name is Susan. S-U-S-A-N. The letter T is identical to the letter F. We just don't put the cross. So we make the little line, squiggle line at the top, go to the middle, come straight down to the left and across. That is a T. Remember when we did the F, we went on the dotted line and drew a line across and down. For a T, there's no line and across. We just do the squiggle at the top, straight down, and we go to the left and over. There is no line on the dotted line. Maybe your name is Thomas. T-H-O-M-A-S. And notice how my M, we have 3 humps, but notice how it's not any wider than the letter O. I have to make the 3 humps, but I still have to make them tight together so that my letter doesn't take up a ton of space. The letter U, start at the dotted line, up, down, and a tail. Up, down, and a tail. The little tail at the beginning is just from the previous letter. So up and down, and a little tail. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Maybe your name is Ursula. U-R-S-E-L-A. Ursula. V, start at the line, up, down on an angle to a point, straight back up, and another tail up high. V will never connect to anything. So up, straight down to a point, straight back up, and a tail. Up, straight down, up, and a tail. It's just like a lowercase v, but it goes up to the top line. Maybe your name is Victor. V. I will have to start on its own. C-T-O-R. Victor. W is just like the 2 U's. Start on the dotted line. Up, down, up, and your tail finishes up in the air as well. Again, W won't connect to anything. So up, down, and a tail. Up, down, up, with a tail. Maybe your name is, I don't know, Wyona. Winona. Let's make it Winona. Winona. Okay. And our last page, our last 3 letters, we have X. It's just like a lowercase x, but now that it's a capital X, we start at the dotted line, up on an angle to the first solid line, all the way on an angle to the bottom solid line, and cross it. Up and down and cross. Up and down and cross. Up and down and cross. Okay, up and down and cross. Up and down and cross. Maybe your company that makes paper is Xerox. X. Oops, let's do it right. X. Right into an E, R, O, X, then go back to the beginning and cross the X on the first letter. Xerox. A Y is just like a capital U, up, and down, but you go halfway below the line, cross it, and come over. So it's a capital U that has a little stick below the line, cross to the left, and over. Okay. And maybe this person's name is Yolanda. All right. And the last name, or the last letter, is Z. Again, it's like a lowercase z. It's just the number 3 with a cross. Start at the dotted line. Okay? Your first part of the 3 goes to the next, goes past the dotted line to the solid line. The bottom part of the 3 goes halfway below. So it's a big top on the 3, a lower top on the 3, and then cross. Big top, lower bottom 3, cross. Big top, lower 3, cross. Big 3, lower part of the 3, cross. Big 3, lower 3, cross. Big 3, lower 3, cross. Okay, and maybe we're just going to write the word zoo. Z into an O into an O. Okay, it was a long one, but you got all 26 letters. Practice them over and over. Join them to all your lowercase words. Write as much as you want. Write a letter, write a poem. Practice, 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 practice. You now have all of the uppercase letters and the lowercase letters for today. Good luck.